Thanks so much, Congressman, for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Wolf.
All right, let's begin with the breaking news. Tell us more about the specific information your committee is seeking from former White House Communications Director Hope Hicks.
Well, as I understand it, the committee is seeking information relative to what exactly took place in connection with the ultimate termination of Michael Flynn and the violations of law that he clearly committed. The committee would also like to know what exactly was Donald Trump's involvement in the false and misleading statement that was issued from the White House involving Hope Hicks and others in connection with that infamous Trump Tower meeting that took place in 2016 that would tell us something about whether there was collusion between the Trump campaign and Russian spies as it relates to selling out our democracy. We'd also like to know what information she has relative to the termination of James Comey, which appears to many to have involved an effort to obstruct justice and the ongoing counterintelligence investigation that James Comey was leading at the time.
You're going to have a lot of questions for her. We'll see if she answers those questions. This afternoon, as you heard, the president said he was fine with Robert Mueller's Russia report being made public. Are you encouraged by the president endorsing the release of the report?
Well, the president is sort of a here today, gone tomorrow type of guy, so who knows whether this will be his position tomorrow, let alone an hour from now. What I am encouraged by is the fact that the overwhelming majority of the American people, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, agree that upon the conclusion of Mueller's investigation, the American people deserve to see this report. That is the position that we as House Democrats have taken in the interest of transparency, and a majority of Republicans have also taken that position in the House of Representatives. That's the right thing to do. The taxpayers have paid for the Mueller investigation. We all deserve to know whether there was a conspiracy between the Trump campaign, Russian spies, and possibly involving WikiLeaks to sell out our democracy and artificially place Donald Trump at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Should the Attorney General, Bill Barr, take that public sentiment, the overwhelming majority of the Americans, they want to see this report, should he take this public sentiment into consideration as he weighs how much of the eventual report to make public?
Absolutely. He should take that public sentiment into account, particularly because it is so strongly held amongst the wide ideological spectrum of the American people. And this is a great issue of national importance. To the extent that the Attorney General decides not to release the report, which would be unfortunate, the American people have voted for transparency and giving Democrats control of the House of Representatives. And Chairman Schiff, Chairman Nadler, and Chairman Cummings have all made clear that if we need to subpoena that report, we will, so that the American people can be presented with the information, good, bad, or indifferent. They should see the report, Wolf, whether the report exonerates the president or implicates the president.
And then most of the American people agree with you. A CNN poll, same CNN poll just out, shows a significant decline in the percentage of Americans who want to see impeachment proceedings begin against the president, that he should be removed from office following impeachment. It's gone down. You can see from 47% in September, 43% December. It's only 36% now. From your perspective, and I know you don't want to see impeachment proceedings begin right now, as the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, has also said, why do fewer Americans, though, do you believe, support impeachment?
Well, that's an interesting question, and I'll have to look deeply into those numbers. I do know that House Democrats are continuing to focus on our For the People agenda. And we've made that clear from the very beginning that we were elected to try to lower the high costs of life-saving prescription drugs, lower health care costs in general, protect people with pre-existing conditions, increase pay for everyday Americans, enact a real infrastructure plan, and also will clean up corruption and bring our democracy to life. That's where our focus is, and we believe that that's where the American people would like us to focus on kitchen table pocketbook issues. At the same time, we'll do our constitutional responsibility of serving as a check and balance on an out-of-control executive branch, and then we'll see what happens.
Does it worry you, though, that many of your fellow Democrats in the caucus, they're still advocating for impeachment despite declining public support, despite what you say, despite what Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker, says?
Well, the overwhelming majority of the House Democratic caucus believes that we should continue to focus on making life better for everyday Americans until we see what the Mueller report has to show, as well as the conclusion of the Southern District of New York. We'll see what happens at that point in time. I think what the Speaker did was lay out a clear standard where the case should be compelling, the evidence must be overwhelming, and public sentiment should be bipartisan in order to even consider going down the impeachment road, and we're a long way from that.
All right, Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. Hakeem Jeffries of New York joining us. Appreciate it.